Okay, so I decided to do a video on the PS Vita version of Resident Evil 2 Revelations versus the Switch version. I wanted to just have a look at, how they look in general. I mean, you can look at the internet. You can definitely see that the resolution, the HD textures on the Switch version look great. That's an improvement there. So you're going to see lower resolutions and textures on the PS Vita version. But I'm also curious about frame rates and load times. So, the Vita is an inferior device in terms of processing speeds and that. But yeah, let's load these up real quick and see which loads faster. The Vita is on stock right now, nothing overclocked. The Switch is stock, nothing overclocked. Yeah, so we can see the Switch is loading up substantially faster here. We're already at the title screen here. Let's let the Vita get caught up. If it takes too long, I'll just cut because nobody wants to wait for that, but you can definitely see there's a substantial loading time difference there. Now, is that a factor of the storage medium, or is that a factor of the processor? Who knows? And now we're loaded up on both. Okay, now we're into the next game menu where you can select your settings. So, Vita does not have the co-op play. That's fine. That's not what we're here for. Let's just load it up and see which one goes quicker. And the Vita was faster. Interesting. That's quite interesting, actually. So the Vita beat out the Switch this time when we're actually getting past that first menu, whereas loading up from the game cold, the Switch beat out the Vita quite easily. So yeah, I'm not sure what the difference is here, if it's something to do with the resolution or I don't know. Okay, so here we are in game. Both of them are in stock CPU. So let's get a quick look at it. So you can see there the Switch has obviously much higher resolution textures. It looks very crisp. You can just see on her jacket. On the Vita, you just can't see the level of detail. The lighting is not as good here. Let's move into the light a bit, but the lighting is not as good, obviously. Looks more like a PS2 game, which is fine. The Switch is just higher resolution. I mean, it's a more capable machine. It's a HD version, much newer. Oops. Yeah, so you can see there the difference. You can see that the stock speeds on the Vita are not great. On the Switch, it's buttery smooth. No slowdown at all. Let's go up here and see this girl in here banging on the gate. I refuse. Okay, you gotta stay there for now, and let's take the Vita version, if that will focus. Let's take her on up. So you can see pretty bad frame rates there. We're sitting at 18, 19. This is kind of a loading area, I think. So once you get through here, it does speed up a bit. There we go, we're up to 23, 24. Now we're up closer to 30, but Let's have a look at this person. So yeah, the Switch has better visuals obviously, but they're both quite playable. I would have no problem playing this on the Vita. But again, there is that frame rate issue where it's going up and down. So yeah, I'll do a cut. You can see here we're quite a bit below 30. I'll do a cut and we'll have a look at how we can boost up the frame rates. Okay, so we can see here where I moved up a little bit into the next area. I didn't want to be at a transition zone where it might be loading between one area and the next, which would eat up CPU. So everything's at stock here. We're at 20, 22, up to 28 or whatever. But anyways, we're down in the corner there. You can see we're sub 30 FPS consistently. Temps at 30 degrees. CPU is being eaten up pretty high. But yeah, so let's quickly overstock a bit. Let's just actually max everything for now. Can this go up? No, it cannot. This it can. Okay. Right there. You can see in the corner we're already up to 30. Not locked, but 27, 28, and 30 where we're sitting at there. So this is entirely playable. A lot of Switch games lock out at 30 anyways nowadays. You can get patches and things to do 60, but we're sitting at 30 here, so this is actually really good. Let's see what changing things does here. So that setting there seems to have a bit of a difference. This stuff has to do with memory here. You can underclock if you wanted. This is not the game to do so, but if we drop off that, drop ourselves back to stock there. We can't hit that 30 FPS anymore. Yeah, so there you go. Just with a simple overclock, you're able to get around 30 FPS. There is resolution things you can do. You can mess with the resolution in these games with like Vita graphics and that. But you can see here with just a overclock, you can get your frames per second up so they sit around 30 all the time. There's some particularly heavy sections in this game where back this way here, where it gets eaten up quite a bit. There's lots of stuff going on the screen. It's going to drop down quite a bit. But yeah, with this overclock, see there, it's loading between the scenes there, so it dips down. When you get over here and you're actually in a scene, it's pretty static now. Let's see what this person wants.